is so dumb. Saying that got one manager into trouble, and she ended up in a coaching session with me. These days, the workplace is becoming more and more diverse, and the skill of intercultural communication is becoming more and more important. So I'm going to offer you 3 tips that you can use to become an effective intercultural communicator. I'm going to use the infamous saying, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil to help you remember them. Now, I'm not talking about evil in the true sense of the word. In this case, evil means ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism means beliefs in our own cultural superiority. For example, in some countries, belching is seen as a compliment to the chef. If you're thinking that that sounds weird or rude, then you're engaging in ethnocentrism. But as you can see, ethnocentrism is not usually intentional. But in the case of intercultural communication, it can certainly be evil. So let's go ahead and get started on tip number 1. See no evil. Ethnocentrism happens because others' behavior seems sort of strange to us. It seems strange because we don't understand it. And because we don't understand it, we tend to have a low tolerance for these behaviors that are different or other and away from ours. Another example is how we manage time. How we manage time is cultural. So for those of us like me who like to jump right in and get right to the point during a business meeting, wasting time with niceties can seem like wasting time. It can seem foolish, but that's ethnocentrism. So see no evil is about being open-minded. It's about avoiding passing judgment. It's about being receptive to differences and maybe even enjoying those differences. My second tip is to hear no evil. So one way to avoid ethnocentrism is to try to understand the cultures of your peers. If you understand them, you won't be engaging in ethnocentrism. So I'm encouraging you to ask questions and really listen to the answers. Have an open dialogue about your similarities and differences and enjoy having these conversations. Of course, you have to seek this information politely and without passing judgment. Tip number 3 is to speak no evil. So in the case of my manager that I worked with, using the word dumb is what got her into trouble. The employee that she was speaking to felt judged and hurt that somebody would say that something in her culture was dumb. The manager should have used equality language, which says, I see us as equals. One example might be, wow, you belch to show compliments to the chef in your culture? That's interesting because in my culture, we see it as rude. That doesn't pass any judgment. It just says, I'm interested in these differences, and it's not saying that one way is better than another. It just says, I'm interested. Superiority language, on the other hand, says, I think that my culture or my way is better than your culture or your way. So an example might be, ugh, you belch to show compliments to the chef? That is so rude. That way, or that statement claims that one way is better than another. So let's go ahead and recap my 3 tips. See no evil means be open-minded. Hear no evil means seek information about the culture of your peers. And speak no evil says use equality language rather than superiority language. In the end, the biggest tip I can offer you is to let you know that there's a difference between tolerating diversity and celebrating diversity. If you tolerate diversity, you're simply saying, I put up with the differences among me and my peers. If you celebrate diversity, you're saying, I'm excited about these differences and I want to learn more about them. So if you can become someone who celebrates diversity, you will definitely be a better and more effective intercultural communicator.